Oh my goodness, oh my damn, we are back! That's right. I think this is part 5, isn't it? Last time we did the Spanish Civil War. We liberated Spain from the fascists. So now they're Republican. Yes, they're a democracy. Democratic nation. I guess it doesn't matter too much to us, does it? Not really. Because they're under our boot, and that is what is important to us. So, it begs the question, what next? Now that we fought a war, and successfully won, a small war, mind you, proximity war, that didn't even directly involve us, we just decided to inject ourselves in it. What next? Well, right now we're researching. We're getting some new technologies. I noticed that we are starting to lose money. That's not good. What we could do is we could take some of the goods that we're producing and we can throw them on the marketplace if we want to. Our IPUs are 1410 and it's only 1937. We significantly surpass everyone, I think. Let me check the US just to be sure. Yes. We significantly surpass any power in the world as far as it goes with industry. Industrially speaking, we are incredibly powerful. And as such, we're building up our army now. The plan, or at least my plan, is to be able to effectively steamroll the Germans should aggression break out. Should they come at us, hopefully we will be hardcore enough to beat them back. As you can see, we've already well started to modernize our army, pumping out motorized infantry and beautiful beasts such as that. Let's see, let me actually check my my cities list real quick and see what we're producing all across the front. It looks like we've got basic infantry in Frunze, Kolinin is motorized infantry, Khabarovsk is basic artillery, Minsk is basic light tanks, and we're building a light cruiser in Sevastopol. Why am I building a cruiser there? Who knows what I was thinking? Even I don't know half the time. And Stalingrad, just because I have a special place in my heart for that city, let's just go ahead and industrialize that and make that just as powerful as the others. In the meantime, we could consider, if we want, to enact sweet, like, destruction upon the Latvians, or the Estonians, or the Lithuanians, or even Finland, if we want to. I mean, truly, we could be the aggressors rather than allowing Germany to do it. I mean, just saying, the option is totally there. We don't have to sit on the sideline and wait for Germany to come at us. We can literally do it to them, show them who's boss. It's always a possibility. That's one of the things I like about this game. You know, it has very few limitations on going to war. Like, I mean, you know, Hearts of Iron and stuff like that. There's all these penalties for going to war on the home front. Like, your people get pissed off unless, you know, it's a justified war, or so on and so forth. And it's a lot of work to manage those wars rather than just being able to take it over. Just be able to come in and, you know, win a war easily. See, that's one of the reasons I like this game. It's very simple. You know, you generally have a nice, well-rounded, combined arms army, and more often than not, you'll win the war. It's just as long as you build effectively. Like, right, and even like land attack and land defense, and, you know, everything plays its part. Whether you have the munitions to field a large army or not, have big effects on it as well. So we're actually going to merge the Leningrad army with our motorized infantry. Ooh, look, we have improved artillery now. Sweet beans. Let's figure out where we're actually built, like what city specifically we're building that artillery in. Khabarovsk. Okay, that's on the other side of the world. I don't know how practical that's going to be, but at least we have a decent-sized army building up to help us protect against Japan, should Japan want to go to war with us as well. Because, you know, the Japs this time are pretty aggressive sort. And, you know, honestly, most people don't like Japan at this point in time, so really, we could retake our lands of Sakhalin, Katafuto. Yes. That is a lot of coal production. Then again, we're really solid on coal production. I'm importing a lot of stuff. Like, we're losing money, no doubt about it. But we are really, really well off as far as everything goes. As you can see, we're in every category for the top 5 of things. And we're the greatest arm producers in the world. So that's always a good thing. Let's go and offer 50 goods on the market, just to kind of curb some of those money losses there. And I want to keep importing food as much as I can, so that we've stockpiled huge sums of these goods for when a war breaks out, because then we don't have to worry about importing it. Because you have one thing you have to take into consideration is if you go to war with a country and you were buying goods from them, they're not going to sell you those goods anymore. So it's important to kind of pay attention to, hey, how effective is my economy at actually sustaining itself. If you mess up and don't have enough, then yeah, you're going to kill your economy. So now we have researched Armor Spearhead. For those of you who may have forgotten, let's take a look at what Armor Spearhead actually does. Increase attacking accuracy and improve resistance for armored units. So that's definitely a big one and very important in the long run. Let's see, we might actually get Rolling Barrage next. Well, let's check out our air forces. What needs to be improved here? Okay, we're already researching what we can. Let's see, we're getting fast battleships. We might need heavy cruisers, destroyers, basic submarines, maybe early carriers. We'll go ahead and start researching that, and we'll get Rolling Barrage. Okay. So we are quickly and heavily advancing our armies, which is very good. Hopefully we can be more technologically advanced than some of our enemies by the time the wars roll around. Again, if people play the Soviet Union, they don't heavily industrialize like this, so they don't have massive IPUs this early in the game, which again, it's a huge advantage if you couldn't tell. Normally 1937 in like the regular gameplay, the Soviet Union only has about maybe 500, 600 IPUs at best. Resources aren't even maxed out, so on and so forth. So this is an incredibly comfortable spot at where we are, because most of our resource producers have been maxed out as far as I can tell. It looks like it. Oh, except for the Donetsk coal, but that honestly won't be maxed out for a long time. And let's see, yeah, everything else looks pretty much... Oh, yeah, and the Poltava coal. So basically, we're going to have a lot of coal, which is good. We'll be self-sustaining on coal, which is incredibly important to me. Let's see, Stalingrad is up to almost 30 IPUs. We built more tanks in Minsk. And I'm actually considering merging the Samara and the Polotsk army, which I think I'll do now. Yes, so look, now we have that massive army, 468 attack, 242 defense, right there on the Polish border. To give you an idea of what our military strength is compared to the rest of the world, see, we're the red line here, and we've got, that's the Germans, for example, with basically this line takes into account all armies, air forces, and fleets. And as such, that's basically the effectiveness of the German army. So they're pretty much on the scale, pretty much twice the army we are, all things considered. Keep in mind, the Russians do not have a massive air force or navy at this point in time, so, it's not too surprising that we're basically getting beat out by just about everybody else but the nationalist Chinese. But don't worry, we're rising bit by bit. We're going to be able to have a powerful army that will be able to compete on every level with the Germans as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to take this, and we're going to go ahead and start producing some units here. Let's see, what should we build? Let's start building some improved artillery units. Pop those out. Actually get some decent AA to shoot down some of the more mobile enemies with. Let's see, basic artillery, brass, and we'll actually start building tanks over here. Let's see. Basic light tank. Because tanks obviously are like some of the fastest units you could possibly get, right up there with like motorized infantry and so on. And they pack a lot of staying power. That's what makes them so important to the overall goal of what we're going to try to accomplish. Let's make sure that our roads are complete. As you can tell, a lot of the early game, which this is still really early game, is busy work. It's a lot of keeping busy, making sure everything is upgraded, making sure your economy is good to go, solid, so on and so forth. Which, for the most part, we're doing great, and we're off to a great start, and we're accomplishing a lot. It's just a little time consuming. And as you can see, this particular map that we're looking at right here shows the transportation infrastructure of not just us, but the entire world. And you can see how we have a lot more yellow and green than most of the world even does. Blue would be the highest, which nobody has blue. But you can see that, you know, some of the more industrialized nations, Italy, Germany, France, England, so on and so forth, have high infrastructure levels, just like us. We just have that little clip there in the middle, which hopefully I'm about to fix now. And you know, basically, having these infrastructure bonuses provides resource bonuses to production. It also allows you to move your troops faster, which is probably one of the most important things of this game. You know, if your entire army gets surrounded and cut off, you just basically, because you were outsped by somebody, a faster unit, you know, that whole army is going to get wiped out, no doubt about it. So, you know, every little bit helps and every little bit's important. Alright, we've got improved fighters as well now. So, we're doing really good, and we have a lot of stuff going on. I'm really excited for some decent wars to get going. Let's get some basic heavy tanks, too. Let's see, where can you actually build these? Only in advanced cities? Okay, we're going to start researching the basic one. And I'm actually going to see if I can't pump out a heavy tank. Nope, didn't say I can. Whatever. I'm not going to be sad. We'll be researching basic heavy tanks here soon enough. Oh, and looks like Archangel is actually advanced enough. Oh, and there goes improved infantry. So we've already got a damn good army, as far as I'm concerned. The one concern I do have, though, in the long run is oil. Oil may prove to be a huge, huge problem, because we don't have any. Even money might be an issue this far in, because we are building so much infrastructure. All of that costs money. Everything that we're doing costs money. Building these tanks and whatnot, they all have upkeep, and they all have an effect on your total prices. And even all the stuff that we're researching has an effect on our money. So, you know, I'm getting kind of concerned, especially with this lack of oil that I'm seeing. Damn, only requests. Alright, let's see. Improved artillery pieces. Our first one has been built with the White Russian Army. And we're going to send those motorized infantry to meet up with the White Russian Army. That tends to be one of my favorites. I don't know why. You can name your armies and stuff like that, so you don't have to use the pre-named armies. I like to. So most of them already have pretty cool names. I'll change the names as the war goes on, though, and units get split up and whatnot. I'll actually sit there and fiddle around with names, try to come up with good ones. But let's see. Okay, so we need to go back to research. And what do we want to research now? Honestly, I think we're almost good on research as far as it goes. We have very, very high research. I really need light bombers, though. Light bombers are incredibly important in the long run. But we can start getting heavy cruisers now. Start focusing more on the naval aspects, because we are definitely letting our navy suffer. But the enemies that we're fighting aren't too concerning. Generally, because, for example, if Japan goes to war, they generally tend to drag the United States into the war. When they do that, the United States just sends in their massive navy and wipes out the Japanese navy, leaving a giant hole for us to pretty much just move our troops over the ocean without having to field a giant navy. But it becomes the issue of, well, do you want to start fighting do you want to actually start fighting them? Because if you do, you know, it's a completely different story. But alright, let's see. We're going to do mountain troops or jungle warfare. Let's do mountain troops. A lot of our fighting will be done in the mountains, you know, considering all the nice tundra and the Urals and all sorts of goodies like that. There we go. Damn, light battleships and, light bombers and fast battleships in one turn. Good goodness. I think this is a very well off start. I'm not used to. Again, this is actually probably one of the first times I've ever played this mod, so this is definitely a lot faster paced than I'm generally used to. Not that that's a bad thing, mind you. I truly do not mind Russia being a little bit more powerful, because I've always kind of liked playing as Russia in this game. They always seem like the underdog. Alright, we're going to end that turn, and alright. Not too much happened. Alright. Oh, dang, we just got amphibious assaults. And basic medium tanks. Goodness. This is delicious. Yes, yes, indubitably. I'm about to say, let's get, ooh, we could do, like, heavy artillery. It's 1937, and I've already researched, like, some of the best stuff. This is too much. Let's see. Dang, there's mechanized infantry. I was about to say, the Russians were not going to roll over like we did before. Definitely not. And as you can see, our military, on the graph, our military is starting to spike upwards in a very sharp angle because of the units that we're building have a lot of power and they deal a lot of damage. So, you know, things are looking pretty good for us as far as it goes. And even we can start building mechanized infantry and medium tanks. Medium tanks, you sweet, delicious beast, you. Oh yeah, we're going to definitely build those. I think those are like T-34s in this game. T-34s. Let's see. Alright. And we could even probably stop building transport capacity. We have 135 transports, basically, which means we can move 135 divisions over water at this point in time, which is significant, to say the least. We're going to start building some airplanes. And let's see, what else can we do? We need to go down the cities list. Oh, and we need to start researching something else. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take a city off research. I know there's one here somewhere. There you go. Alright, we're just going to throw you on manufactured goods to make sure that we have positive good income. Motorized infantry, basic light tanks. And see, as you can see, the Far Eastern Army is really starting to turn into a behemoth. And we can actually, since this has such good industrial capacity as it is, it's right up there with Moscow. I actually think you just passed Moscow. We can get it to start building basic medium tanks just to support the assaults there. And let's check out these guys. They've got 1 improved infantry and 8 basic infantry. Alright, good. I think we're off to a great start, and we just did 40 turns as well, so I think this is a good place to call it a day. Definitely. I know this has been a slow, tedious one, guys, but thanks for watching, and, you know, get ready. Next time, I think we're going to go to war. Definitely. We are at the point now where we can do whatever the hell we want. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.